Everyone, we have our first athletes, and not too long ago, our track team actually had a successful season competing at the ASC Championships, and we're here with a couple of athletes. We have Aaron Honeywood, Brooklyn Butler, and that guy who happens to be the bodyguard. I'm not sure exactly who was that, but I'm sorry.
Reed McDonald.
Reed McDonald. That's right. Sorry about that. Didn't mean it. It's just kind of weird seeing a guy, just being with them on the spot. Anyways, so Aaron, I'll start with you. Great, successful track and field season coming with conference champions. How do you think as a team overall on the women's side that you were able to perform?
The women's team was able to perform amazing. It was the best season we've had in years. It was just awesome to see all of our hard work come to a complete and finish at the conference track meet. And we had 5 girls champions on the women's side, so that was awesome too.
Brooklyn, talk about the confidence. It just seemed like every meet you had, the women's side just continued to get better and better. Just to kind of talk about the confidence on the women's side.
Yeah, I think this year definitely our confidence was a lot higher than it's been in the past. But we knew going in that we had a strong team. We had awesome sprinters this year. Tia Steen-Baker and Randa Sloan, they were amazing. And they just were a huge asset in that confidence level. We were able to look to them. Even as underclassmen, they showed up and did really well every meet, and that was a big boost for us.
And Reed, also for you, the men's side also had some strong performances on the track. It seemed like this year the men's team just got better as well. Talk about, from your perspective overall, how the team fared throughout the entire season.
Oh, yeah, it was great getting to run with Xavier Montgomery and seeing Datavion win the 100, and the Xavier won the 200. But the men's 4x1 and even the 4x4 did amazing. And just all across the board, they've been up there, and then even underneath with everyone else, just seeing everyone grow and push those guys to the top. I think we're in a really great position for next year.
Well, for some of you guys, I hope you enjoy the show as well tonight. And so what are you most looking forward to tonight from the Toby Awards? Are you just kind of looking forward just to sit back, relax, and, honor the year that you had? Or what most do you look forward to this night?
Honestly, I'm looking forward to just relax because this season has been one of the most grueling seasons that we've had. We have a track meet coming up on May 3rd for the 4x1s, both men's and women's. So just some time to chill and relax before that track meet would be awesome.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoy your fun. Just go out and enjoy yourself. So we'll look forward to seeing you guys competing in track season. So thank you very much for joining us time. That was our first athletes, ASC Track and Field Stars. And, track and field, obviously they competed their conference championships, but of course, other sports seasons are going on. We got baseball, we got softball. Softball's the number 2 team in the nation right now. Baseball's been playing very well. And, speaking of the Devils, I think I have covered up a couple of guys. Here are a few of my favorite baseball players. One of them is a lumberjack, Zach Gardner, who I like to call, and we also have Drew Helberg as well. Well, Zach Gardner, I see you kind of come in with your traditional East Texas, like the beard going and the long hair. Just talk about the approach you're going in with this outfit.
This outfit, I'm just trying to be professional but comfortable at the same time,
Certainly. Now, from your perspective, obviously, this being your senior year as well, things have really come together for the baseball team. At one point, you were kind of trying to fix the kinks and all that, but you've really been playing well. What's changed over the last couple of weeks for you guys?
I think we've just all gotten closer as a family. We're all playing together, and we all want each other to succeed. So.
Absolutely. And, Drew, of course, you've also been a big part of the team. I'll tell you what, Drew, against Sul Ross State, you probably had the biggest at-bat of the game. If it wasn't for you, who knows how the outcome would have taken when you took a hit by a pitch. Tell us, through your own words, what were you thinking going up for your at-bat?
Honestly, I just want to get on base for my team. I saw him throw some strikes in warm-ups. I didn't think he was going to hit me, but first pitch he stuck me, and we got to get on base and win the ball game, so it worked out really well for us.
Absolutely, Drew. Things have really gone well for you as well. Of course, you're continuing to play well, but, you're still kind of in the thick of things to hopefully host a conference tournament bracket section here. Just talk about the mindset going into this final regular season series against Louisiana College this weekend.
We just want to come out and start out strong, finish the series off on a good note, and hopefully we get to host. Our freshman year we got to host. It was a really cool experience. A lot of people came, and really enjoyable situation everybody gets to go through, especially for the town of Marshall and ETBU. So it's really cool.
All right, boys. Well, looking forward to it. It should be a fun road trip. Expecting to see you guys there. Enjoy yourselves tonight. Just relax, have some fun, and, just do what you normally do. So, all right, see you around, man. Zach Gardner, of course. And so, And, well, we're talking baseball, but we've also been talking track and field, but we also need to talk a little bit of golf here. And you can't tell who this guy is because he's got the shades on, but that's okay. We'll make an exception to it. Riley Griffin for the golf team. First year for men's golf, and I got to say, man, for an expansion team or for your first-year team, this has to be a really good success for you guys.
Oh, absolutely. We were able to get our first win as a program earlier this season, and we're really excited about it. We couldn't be more proud of the work we put in.
Yes, absolutely. So talk about the challenges of, like, this being your first year, and obviously you have a bunch of new guys, just kind of getting used to knowing each other and all that. Just kind of talk about the challenge of coming together real quick as a unit. I mean, and obviously that one tournament where you were fortunate to come away with the win, just everything that came together. How did all of this come together?
I think with any new program, it's always the hardest part is your chemistry and how it's going to work out. You know, nobody really knows what the chemistry on the team is going to be like and the camaraderie with the guys, but we were able to really have that from day one, and we were able to lean on each other and really push each other to work as hard as we could, so that when we got in a position to win, we were ready for it, and we were ready to take home the win.
Absolutely. So, obviously, you know, being back next year and all that, what are you most looking forward to, you know, for next season, especially from the fall and the spring?
I'm looking forward for all the guys that were freshmen this year to now step into like a leadership position and really be able to show the guys that are coming in next year what the program's about and the traditions that we've set already, and to build on the success from this year.
Absolutely. And by the way, I'm sure you've watched the Masters and all that. It's funny because, you know, I was thinking about this. You actually were competing in a tournament when the Masters was going on, and Tiger Woods, of course, winning it up. How did you were you able to find time to just watch it, or was it letting known, hey, everybody, by the way, stop what you're doing. Tiger Woods just won the Masters. I mean, how did that went down?
We found a little bit of time to watch it.
Oh, boy, that'd be kind of weird, interrupting someone when you're golfing. All right, well, enjoy yourself tonight, man. I mean, obviously, you look cool with the shades and all that, so just go out, have some fun, and enjoy yourself. All right, that was Riley Griffin, and hey, what do you know? Come on over this side. This is a big guy and all that. I'm a little taller. This is Chris Haynes, who, of course, had a dominant sophomore season for our ETBU men's basketball squad, and Chris, I got to say, man, you really had the biggest progression of anybody on the ETBU squad. I mean, started on the bench, but then you were able to work your way to the lineup and took on some guys that were a little bigger and taller than you were, but you were able to do a good job with it. How were you able to progress?
I would say just trusting the process, believing in the coaches, believing in the teammates. Just Coach always told us that your time can come up. So when my time came up, I just went out there and did what I could do.
Absolutely. That's a good, honest answer there. You know, and obviously, Chris, you know, you went through an incredible stretch where there was like 3 overtime games late in the season, and you really were must-win games because you were kind of on the bubble there, but you were able to prepare yourself to a win, to get to the conference tournament. Obviously, this being a conference tournament, this is a young team, but when you look back at this season, what about it stands out to you the most so that way you can remember it and take it into the next year?
I would say the way we fought. We had a lot of close games, and a bunch of them we came out on top of them. So I feel like we're able to. I feel like we can fight through adversity, and we can really be a great team next year.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it as well. And just one final question. Who is the teammate that really has been getting the most energized, the most vocal on the floor? Just anybody in particular that stands out?
I would say Jordan Gray. Jordan Gray brings a lot of energy. He's always talking, and he keeps us up to date. So Jordan Gray is probably our most energetic guy.
All right. Well, thanks for being here, Chris. Love the bow tie, by the way, as well. And we hope you enjoy yourself tonight because I'm sure that next year, by the time the season's over, we might be hearing a lot more from you and your team. So, all right. Best of luck to you tonight. We'll enjoy it more. And, well, more athletes coming your way. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to keep it right here. But when we come back, we'll interview with more athletes. So stick around. It is about 1 minute to 7 o'clock here, which means another 30 minutes on the ETBU Red Carpet Show. As you can see, it is it's a big crowd here, but needless to say, it's going to be interesting as we are continuing our coverage here on this ETBU red carpet stage, although technically speaking it would be a gold carpet if you will, but needless to say, there's been a lot of great successful seasons here at East Texas Baptist University. You know, you think back to what's going on now, baseball and softball. Our softball team being ranked as high as number 2 in the nation, only Virginia Wesleyan continuing to be ranked number 1. Then you have what's going on with baseball there as well. Hey, another team that has done a tremendous job is hockey and all. So hockey actually made the playoffs for the first time. They're in their third year of existence, folks. And yes, we do have a hockey team, in case you're wondering. So everybody seems to be enjoying themselves right now. And looking to see, hey, Mike. Oh, does not want to come out and onto the camera. So a little bit shy. I understand. It's okay. I'm a little nervous about all this as well. So, yeah, just continuing here. We're seeing that a lot of people are coming in. And, it's funny because somebody actually tweeted out Chris Haynes' interview. And I'm looking at him right now. If you want to come in, Coach, there's always room. Oh, well, we got a couple of interview requests. Hey, that's okay. We'll worry about the other guy later. But actually, here we are with ETBU hockey captain. Let's get yourself in the picture here. Here we are with hockey captain Skylar Spiller, and we were actually talking about ETBU hockey going into the season, man. I mean, you've managed to continue to improve over the past couple of years, and this year a little bit of a slow start, but you were able to put it together as well. Just talk about, the expectations for the team entering the year.
Well, it's interesting. We've come very far since the first year. We've been blessed to be guided by some really good mentors and coaches, and athletic director Ryan Irwin. They're really doing an awesome job of recruiting, bringing in solid men, solid hockey players, and I'm really excited to play one more year here, hopefully bring back a championship.
That's really good and all that. But also, I think one of the key things was your trip over to Europe and all that. So talk about that, going out there to play some hockey, but also, continuing your spirit and service, and just talk about that.
For sure. So the hockey that we played there, they were a little better, so we didn't quite do as well as anticipated. But as far as us going to serve and, do mission work, it was quite a humbling experience. We got to work with several different homeless shelters, and really we were just immersed in really the slumps of another country. And not to say that we don't have that here, but it was really cool to see, kind of to get a break from everything that we normally do. It's just kind of an eye-opening thing to where the problems that we have here, they're nothing compared to what some people are going through. So it was definitely a really good experience. I believe it brought us close together, as teammates and just as brothers in Christ. So overall, it was a great trip.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been very impressed with some of your hockey players this year. Obviously, Davis Van Gimmerdin, I think that's what his last name is. I don't know if I mispronounced it and all that, but you also had another player that came onto your team. Just kind of talk about the impact he brought from this season.
You're talking about Philip?
Yeah, Philippe Soderstrom, yes.
Yeah, so Philip is a good buddy of mine. We're trying to work on him and his defensive play. He likes to go up the ice with the puck, but he doesn't like to play much defense, so we're working on him. Good kid, he got a good head on his shoulders. We're excited to see him mature over the next few years, and he's a good hockey player. It's fun watching him play, and he can score goals, so we're really excited to have him.
Absolutely, man. Keeping up with the Stanley Cup playoffs right now?
I am, yeah. I'm actually rooting for Dallas. They got a game tonight, and as soon as I get out of the awards ceremony, I'm going to head home and watch the game. Hopefully we can clinch, or we can advance and move on to the second round.
All right, well, best of luck to them, and best of luck to you tonight as you enjoy yourself, and just get comfortable, sitting down, do whatever. Just make sure you stay out of the penalty box while you're at it. I'm kidding, of course. All right, enjoy yourself tonight, man. So, Skylar Spiller of the ETBU hockey team. And got a couple more track athletes here. So, we're talking to Allie Arnold and Gracie Allman here. So more track and field athletes. We've just been talking about women's track and field, how they've managed to achieve some success, winning 5 championships on the women's side. But Allie, let's start with you from the overall team perspective. What was it about this team that really stood out to you for this season?
I think with this team, it was just the relationships and the team building that we did. There was a lot of energy with this team and just the friendships and everything. Like, we all enjoy each other and enjoy each other's presence and, like, cheering each other on. So that was the best part about this year.
And Gracie, of course, you've managed to have a successful high jump session there. I believe that was the event. But just kind of talk about when you're going through the high jump or any track and field, what goes through your mind? Is it, I got to clear it, I got to clear it, I got to clear it. If I don't think I can't clear it, I'm going to fall? Or do you just have a clear eyes, full heart?
It really depends on the day. Some days it's, man, I really hope I clear this. And some days it's, let me focus on the good stuff and do what I know to do. And I usually get over it when I do that.
Absolutely, and all that. And just, talking about the overall success of the ASC Championships once again, just, being able to continue to apply and continue to build the program as well. What are you most looking forward to next year in your career here?
I'm looking forward to everybody working hard over off season and for us all to get better and grow closer together and our team bonding, and then we'll all hopefully do better than that.
All right, well, hey, enjoy yourselves tonight, ladies. You should be a good night. Hope you enjoy yourself. And, just going to continue it right here on the ETBU Red Carpet Show. Although, hard to tell red. Of course, I'm wearing a red tie there. And, sorry about that. It goes a little bit off screen there. So, got a lot of athletes over there. Some coaches you might recognize. I do see ETBU head soccer coach Chad Cox and Kristen Cox. And, I also happen to see other players and Casey Combs as well. Casey Combs, by the way, recently was named the American Southwest Conference Hitter of the Week for the second time. And this time, there was no sharing involved. He won it. He earned it, right? So he had a good time. And, hey, we got more athletes there. All right, hey, another team that had a great success was the ETBU men's soccer team. For the first time ever, they made it to the conference tournament and actually had a good run as well. And we're here with 3 of their players, Justin Groves, Juan Cairo, and Samuel Ariado. Samuel, I'll start with you. Talk about the season overall. I mean, going into it, you hadn't made the conference tournament at that point, but you were able to put together some good wins, and you were able to host and got a win out of that. What was the feeling like knowing that you had finally made the conference tournament?
Well, being my second year here, last year was a good season, but this year was just an amazing experience. After the first conference win, it was just seeing the coaches' faces, being all happy, and just seeing all the players. It was a great experience.
Absolutely there. Juan, first playoff game against Ozarks, hard-fought, epic game, came away with a 1-0 win that made you advance to the next round. What was it about that game that stood out to you, just about the way the team played, especially in their first conference game?
I mean, most of it was our resilience as a team, having played them before. The game beforehand was, at one point, we were leading by 2 goals, and then we let them come back, and then during the playoff game, we were determined not to let that happen. We were determined to get a result at home, and we did.
Absolutely. And Justin, of course, you're looking forward. Obviously, next year you're going to be under head coach Chad Cox. What are you most looking forward to, under his guidance and under his leadership, especially, being the fact that you've had a great season last year and looking forward to make progress next year?
Well, I think, first of all, we're going to miss Crawford. It was great to be able to have him here for 2 years. For me and Sam, Cairo have him for a year. But we've all had the opportunity to build those relationships with Chad, and Chad was really the ones that recruited us here, and he was the one that built those relationships, and he's one of the best guys that we know, and he cares about us as players, and for us that means more to us as team, as individuals, than it does anything else, because he can come off the field and we can still be friends off the field, but once we step on the field, it's all business.
Yeah, no, it's definitely understandable. Hey, listen, guys, thanks for your time here. We hope you enjoy yourself tonight because, after all, ETBU men's soccer deserves this night. So enjoy it, go have fun, and we'll talk to you soon. So, men's soccer completing their highlight reel for another incredible season as well, and I think we should be getting more. Hey, what do you know? One of our favorite ETBU basketball players in Jordan Gray as well. Jordan, man, I got to be real honest. Last year, you sat out much of the year, and then you started the season on a tear, but then you kind of went down for a bit, and then you were able to come back here. How difficult overall? Like, what was the transition like? Just kind of talk about the emotion that was going through your mind throughout the season.
I mean, it was tough. I mean, having to sit out all last year and being super excited to come back and help my team on the floor this year I was super excited for that. But it just didn't work out that way at the beginning of the year. But through a lot of Michael Van Gilder's help, getting me back in rehab and getting my strength back, I was able and blessed enough to be able to come back and help at the end of the year.
Absolutely. And, we talked about the fact that you went through a recent stretch where you were in some tight, hard-fought games, overtime wins, shot that from at Belhaven. I could have gone in, but it didn't, and you were able to hang on for the win. What was it about this team that stood out to you the most? Was it just the fact that you guys had this confidence that you could get it done, or was it just this resilient effort even when you knew going in that this was going to be a young team?
I mean, I think we had a lot of resilience, and with it being a young team, it took us a few games to really get our identity and being a team that's going to play hard through the whole game no matter what. And that stretch really showed that we're one of those teams that's going to play hard throughout the whole game, and that's when things go your way.
Speaking of which, look who decided to join us, Weston Riddick, another player for ETBU. Hey, thank you very much, Jordan, once again, although you can probably stick around here because Weston, sophomore year, another good, strong season, of course. You made it to the conference tournament once again, but when you look back on this team, obviously this was a young team going in, and you knew that, but the resiliency of this team, especially down the stretch, just talk about that feeling.
We did go through a lot of struggles, and we didn't get to the goals that we wanted to get to, but I think it's really big for us, moving forward, just realizing that we were young and that we did grow a lot, and I think we're really excited for next year. We got a lot of good pieces coming in, and we think we're going to do some big things.
Absolutely. Can't wait for next year as well. All right, man. So I'm going to put you a little bit on the spot here. So it's a three-point shooting contest between you, Jordan Gray, Nathan Fontenot, and let's say Kendrick Clark on the ETBU women's basketball team. Yeah, it's a pretty tough one there because they got some good shooters as well. Who would win in a three-point shooting contest?
Oh, I would definitely say myself.
Oh, yeah, that's a good, confident answer there as well. But anyways, folks, so obviously, what are you most, you talked about having a lot of pieces coming back next year as well. What are you most looking forward to talking about, for next year as well? Are you just looking forward to the fact that you'll have a lot of pieces back, or just getting the new guys, buying into what is being done at the ETBU basketball program?
I think it's going to be awesome to see just how much better everyone got from a year of experience and being a year older and being a year wiser and stronger and faster. I think we're just going to be a completely different team, honestly, and I think it's going to be really good.
All right, well, can't wait for that. Hey, man, just enjoy yourself. Go out there, have fun, and we'll see you on the other side, or on the sweet side, of course. That was Weston Reddick of ETBU men's basketball, and, I always say that the most important people out here are the president, the athletic director, and, of course, the quarterback of ETBU football team. And we're looking at a guy right now, Brian Baca. Brian Baca, obviously this year, was for you a good year as well. Could have been better, but, hey, it's okay. You still got one more year left of ETBU football. But just talk about, this past year, things that you did that, from your perspective, that you feel that you can improve on.
Yeah, it was fun. So this year I think culturally, we definitely changed the cultures, how far we want to do things and stuff like that. I think guys bought a lot into the season, into the team, stuff like that. So it was a really, really fun season. For me personally, I think that our receivers were a huge aspect to our success. So we lost them. So it's going to be a kind of a re-emerging year for some of our guys to kind of step in that role and find some things to do. So I'm excited about it. It's going to be a fun year.
Absolutely. And going back to, a year ago or so, back at the game against UMHB, when you had that 2-point conversion, did you shot put the ball, or were you just trying to, make a play out of it?
No, so that was a 2-point play that we called every year, or every game. just kind of things broke down, and I was falling down, and in my mind I knew that, hey, if I just take a sack here, there's no point. Might just throw it up. And so I saw, Shook, running back in the end zone, just kind of threw it up to him. So that was fun. I didn't think he'd make a play on the ball, but he did. So it was a really memorable time. So it was fun.
Absolutely there. Now, of course, next year you're going to be without one of your key players in Richard Johnson, of course. He was a great ETBU receiver. And what are you going to miss about him the most, and what are you looking forward to with the guys that are about to step up next year? Yeah,
so RJ was probably the most dependable guy that you can think of on our team as far as making a play. And so that's tough, to lose him. The guy who's probably going to go somewhere to go to a camp or something like that to an NFL team. And so anytime you lose a guy like that, it's huge. But one thing that I think a lot of people don't really know about RJ that he brought, definitely his leadership to the younger receivers and to kind of show them how it was done, because that dude worked so hard and it was a stud. And so we're going to miss him a lot, and he definitely showed our younger guys kind of how to work, even if you are a two-time All-American. So it was great.
Absolutely. And, QB1, I hope you're enjoying yourself tonight. As always, we look forward to seeing you back on the gridiron and calling the plays. So, all right, we'll see you around. Brian Baca. And, folks, we got about 5 more minutes. So, hold on. So we got about a few more minutes of this. I think we have time for maybe one more interview. And I'm looking at you, Mr. ASC Hitter of the Week. I'm looking at you. Casey Combs, the reigning ASC Hitter of the Week for the East Texas Baptist University Tigers on the baseball team. And, well, Casey, I got to say, man, life for you this season has been pretty well, especially given that it's in your senior campaign.
Yeah, it's been good for the whole team. I've been fortunate enough. A couple of us put in some work this summer to get a lot better, and it's showed this season. It hasn't just been me, though. We had a lineup full of guys, and our pitching staff has done great, but all the guys in our lineup have done a good job of protecting each other and making the other team choose who they're going to pitch to. And fortunately, I've gotten some pitches this year where I've been able to handle and put together a pretty good season so far.
Who's more likely to win a home run derby bat flipping contest, you or Seth McKeska?
Man, that's definitely going to be my roommate Seth. He's a home run hitter. I'm not exactly a home run hitter. I'm just able to square up some balls and they go. But Seth has that art pretty mastered by now, and the art of the bat flip is definitely in Seth McKeska's hands.
Yeah, certainly. They've been a lot of crazy highlights, gotten nationally as well. But hey, how's life been going for you, man? I mean, obviously, we think of you. Obviously, you've managed to work your way out, being the only Combs brother here. I know your older brother Connor was a big influence at ETBU, but you're certainly doing your best to try to, make a name for yourself, and you've really done a good job as well. Just kind of talk about the fact that, playing by yourself and being the last, Combs brother to possibly play here.
Yeah, for sure. I've always been kind of not stuck in Connor's shadow, but I've always been Connor's little brother, and that's not bothered me at all. He made a huge impact on this school, and he is rightfully so, the big Combs brother, and that's okay with me. But this year I really did want to kind of create my own identity and make people know that that I am better than my brother. No, I'm just playing. But, no, I really did want to kind of create my own identity this year and have a season put together and be as good as Connor. That's always been a goal and a dream of mine, to be as good as him, to get to the All-American status like he was. I said it a couple years ago in an interview, and that's always been a personal goal of mine, to be as good as him. But it's been awesome to look up to Connor over the years, and Carson as well while he was here, and see how they handle themselves in leadership roles and how they've gotten better each year they've been here. So that's all I wanted to do, and finish out this senior year strong.
Yeah, certainly, and it's going to be a lot of busy time for you, the Combs family and all of that. I know that you got a wedding coming up for Connor, of course. I know he's excited for that as well. But, hey, man, enjoy yourself. Have a good time, and we look forward to seeing you this series against Louisiana College as you continue to battle for hopefully a top spot in the ASC. So best of luck to that. All right. Casey Combs, as always. And, folks, that is going to actually be it. We got to go. We're sorry to cut it short, but we have to because the show's about to start in a bit. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning into this Red Carpet Show. We hope you enjoyed the Toby Awards live from the Baker Chapel in just a moment. Goodbye, everyone.